Hello friends, I'm Andy and welcome back to Infotek channel. This video is for people who live in DMV area, which is Maryland, Virginia and Washington DC state. Specifically for people who are planning to move from Maryland to Virginia or vice versa, or who is trying to buy a new vehicle which is expensive and they want to register it in Maryland, because we all know that in Maryland we don't have personal property taxes. And I hear it a lot from my subscribers or friends who register their car in Maryland and they feel like they're saving money because they avoid paying personal property tax. So I can see that there is still that confusion about saving money on personal property taxes in Maryland. Let's review Virginia and Maryland income taxes and property taxes in comparison and see if it's an illusion of saving money in Maryland. Let's take a very simple and plain example of my friend registering his car in Maryland to avoid paying personal property taxes. Let's weigh pros and cons. So my friend bought a car, it's a new car at around 30 grand, and he registered this car in Maryland, and he brags about not paying personal property taxes. In order to register your car in Maryland state, you need a couple of things. You need Maryland address, you need Maryland issued driver's license with this Maryland address, and you need to file taxes as a Maryland resident. Now, because his car is 30K, he probably saves around $800 every year in personal property tax. And actually it's just for the first year. Then car depreciates, so he pays less and less in personal property tax if he would live in Virginia. So it creates an illusion that he's saving money in personal property taxes. But let's see what's happening with his income taxes. When you research, on the surface, you will find one of these articles I'm showing you here on the screen. A single person making 101K in income will pay 4.75% state income tax in Maryland. And then a clause, unless you live somewhere else, then it's 6.5. So depending on circumstances, it can be more than 475. However, on the surface, you can see that in Virginia, you pay 5.75. So, and we don't care about DC, right? So on the surface, it looks like in Maryland, you pay also less in income taxes, right? But after that comes a huge but. But Maryland is one of the few states which allows county or city income taxes. So you will pay an additional 3.2% in your income taxes. So you see, you're not paying 4.75, you actually pay 8%. Now you see 575 in Virginia or 8 or almost 8 in Maryland, and they say Virginia wins. Now let's go from this Quora.com article about tax purposes and is it better to live in Virginia or Maryland, to another article that is a review of Maryland versus Virginia, find out which state is better. Here you can see in taxes section that income taxes are highest in DC, then goes Maryland, and then Virginia. So Virginia is actually cheapest. And a lot of articles will tell you upfront that Maryland taxes, income taxes, are significantly higher than Virginia. And then there is an explanation. So basically, if you're very poor and you live in Virginia, you make below 17K a year, you will not hit max rate of 5.75. But then in Maryland, only if you make more than 250K a year, you will hit a max rate of 4.75. But as I explained you earlier, in Maryland also city or county taxes kick in, which makes you pay a lot. It's gonna be, in average cases, for most people, it's gonna be in between $2,000 to $5,000 you will overpay in Maryland compared to filing taxes in Virginia. And then with a simple case of a person making $100K a year, you will pay $7,800 in Maryland in state taxes only. And you will pay $55 in Virginia. Why there is such a huge difference between Maryland state taxes and Virginia? It's even before city or county tax kicks in. Well, this is completely under the radar. This is something that only your CPA or bookkeeper or person who does taxes for you can explain. So please consult with your person who does taxes for you before you move from one state to another, or before you try to transfer your car from Virginia to Maryland to avoid personal property taxes. The thing that your bookkeeper will probably explain you is that they calculate taxes, state taxes in Maryland differently compared to Virginia. The thing is, if you have deductions, and most people do, right? Maybe they spend money on gas over the year, or they take clients to restaurants, or any other deductions, right? And you make 100K. Let's say your deductions are 20 or 25 grand a year. Then only $75,000 will be taxable in Virginia. While in Maryland, it doesn't matter how much deductions you have. Your 100% gross income is taxable. Okay, so the thing is, even if on paper it looks like in Maryland you pay 4.75, you will pay 4.75% from your 100 gross income. While in Virginia you pay 5.75, but only on income after deductions. That makes huge difference. So consult with your bookkeeper. So let's review if my little friend is actually saving money by transferring his car from Virginia to Maryland to avoid paying personal property tax. Again, his car is $30K. He would pay $800 personal property tax in Virginia. Now he moved it to Maryland and he's kind of saving this money. But again, in order to save on personal property tax, you need to file your taxes, state taxes, as Maryland resident. So on average, you are paying $2,000 to $3,000 more as Maryland resident compared to Virginia. So in the end, he's losing at least $1,200 a year. In conclusion, the only scenario where you can benefit from not paying personal property taxes is that you make very little money a year, but you own a very, very expensive car, which kind of already doesn't make sense, right? So your income is low, but your car is like $150,000. Then maybe you will benefit from registering it in Maryland. Or you have a medium-sized income and you own 2 cars, an RV, and a boat, which all of them are gonna be personal property tax subjects. Now, it would make sense to overpay 2 or 3 grand in income taxes because you are saving $5,000 in personal property taxes. You see how it works? But then again, how can you afford multiple cars, an RV, and a boat, making 60 or 70K a year? Another question. So do not hassle around. Government will always find a way to make you pay. And before transferring your address from Virginia to Maryland, always consult with the person who does taxes for you. Well, now I hope you understand how personal property taxes work in Maryland versus Virginia. If you have more information about the subject, please share your thoughts in the comments down below. If you had a different experience about personal property taxes or paying income taxes in Maryland versus Virginia, please share with us. People need to be able to make better decisions when it comes to money, managing your income, paying taxes, or personal property taxes for that matter. That would be it for today. And until next time, God bless and take care.